pointed out that the imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivably powerful force that the world has ever known. And you know, the average individual uses the imagination, if they use it at all, against themselves. They imagine what they don't want. They imagine problems coming. Let's begin to use our imagination the way God meant it to be used. It's the greatest creative faculty that we possess, and we can build anything we want. I want you to wander around your home or possibly your office and take a look at all of the conveniences that you have there that you didn't have, let's say, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years ago, 25 years ago. Do you know that every one of them, without exception, was first created in the mind of one individual with their imagination? Do you know you can use your imagination to go into the future and bring it into the present? That's what all highly successful people.
Woo! Let's go, let's go. Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Cedric, Dream Team, I love to see it. This morning has been a great kickoff to the beginning of the week and a wrap up to the end of an explosive month of October. I told you this was going to be a big month, and we are just getting started on the 90-day run to go ahead and close off 2024 with a bang. So I'm fired up. I love to see it. Today's topic is going to be a good one. Make sure you take this link, send it out, blast it in the group chats, because I'm telling you right now, this topics that I'm going to be speaking out, this is science. Okay, I'm going to give you guys the real pieces behind the layer on how to manifest and how to go ahead and play the game of life. So here we go. Let me get live on IG. This is going to be super short and sweet. We've got a packed out schedule. And let me know, what is everybody grateful for coming into today? Let's get the chat flowing, and we're going to go ahead and get started on the human laws versus the spiritual laws. You might not have heard a spin like this one before. Here we go. IG, it's good to see you. Rise and shine. Happy Monday. Love it, love it. Jake, Steven, Brandon, Jonathan, Eric, Ethan, my man. Love to see it. Let's go. Awesome, awesome. Grateful to be alive. Grateful for the fam. Grateful for God. Grateful for the Dream Team. So thankful to be in the position that we're in right now. You know, I was just journaling about it this morning of how often many of us, you know, we're looking for opportunity. But what happens when the opportunity is laying literally right underneath our nose? Now the question becomes, what type of action do we take? Because the fact of the matter is that opportunity is indeed underneath all of our noses. So grateful for it. Here we go. Blue Note. What's going on, Queen? Love it, love it. All right, fam. So here we go. The human laws versus spiritual laws. First things first, when you think about the human laws, you know, a lot of us, we're in the field of some lawyers. What comes to mind when I talk about human laws, right? It could be getting a traffic ticket. It could be something dealing with a court situation. It could be something going on at home. Well, here's the difference, okay? Human laws can be broken. Just because there's a red stop sign doesn't mean that I can't go through the stop sign, right? A red stoplight, same thing. Or something happens inside one of our families, laws can be broken. But here's the difference between a human law and a spiritual law. A spiritual law cannot be broken. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you come from. The law of gravity is going to exist for somebody that is broke living under the bridge, just as the same as it is going to exist for somebody that is worth $1 billion. Right or right? You see? So when you really start to learn to understand the spiritual laws of success, this is when you start to take your life to another level. Because again, nobody can run away from these laws, but when you can understand them, you can learn how to play the game. So I want to give everybody a solid. I'm going to give you 7 spiritual laws of success. So drop a 777 down below if you are ready to go ahead and not just understand, but understand the value that I'm going to give you. Because if you take this can not just change your life, but this can change generations. Here we go. First things first, the law of rhythm, okay? The law of rhythm states that everything in the universe has a unique rhythm, right? And the best way that you can go ahead and experience this for yourself, I was just in Miami. Drop a 3 down below if you guys have been to a beach recently. If you haven't, I highly suggest to go ahead and take some time to get by the water. But if you've ever been to the ocean, you'll notice that the ocean always has a rhythm. It always has to come out, and then it has a rhythm of coming back in. Same thing with life. Who here has ever experienced highs and you've experienced downs? Well, this is it. Everything has a rhythm. So the moment that we get too high for the highs, guess what? That's when somebody gets humbled and they get knocked down to the lower lows that they've ever seen. So for me, myself, this is one of the biggest lessons I've learned in the journey. When I'm winning and things are going right, guess what? This is the time when I'm really grateful, when I'm really particularly intentional on what I'm thinking about, because the same thing happens on the other side. If you don't have anything and you have a huge ego and you have a lot of pride, well, guess what? The universe, God, is not going to bless you with things that you're not ready to go ahead and get for yourself. So that's number one, the law of rhythm. Number two, the law of polarity. Everything in the universe has opposites. There's the sun, there's the night, there's good, there's bad. So everything, believe it or not, whether you're experiencing a tough time right now, there's also an opposite side of that. So if life seems tough, if it seems like nothing is working out in your favor, I can promise you the exact opposite exists. There's abundance, there's greatness, there's success, there's growth waiting. It just takes being able to get in line with that frequency. That's number two. Number three, this is called the law of gestation. Every one of us sitting on this call, we took 9 months to be created. That's why they say great things take time. It takes a little bit longer to build a Rolls Royce, 6 months, than a couple days as it takes to build a Honda. So when it comes to success, remember this: the same day that we plant the seed is never the same day that we actually see the fruit. So if you've been on this journey for a month, 6 months, even a couple years, Shane went over the bamboo story a couple weeks ago. The bamboo, sometimes it takes 5 years to go ahead and sprout. In a matter of 90 days, it shoots up 30 feet. So I can directly relate to that. So if you don't see your success yet, I can tell you it is just a matter of time. Okay. Number four, the law of attraction. I learned this years ago, and I can tell you what, with social media, this is where I really started to understand it. How many of you feel like you're not very good at speaking? You struggle with putting out content because you have no idea what to put out there. Maybe you're worried about what somebody else thinks. Well, here's how the law of attraction works. If we were to start a blank Facebook page and I post about cats, you tell me, what am I going to attract? People that like cats. How about if I put out sports? People that like sports. How about if I put out positivity, growth, mindset, developing myself every single day? Guess what I'm going to attract? Leaders that are on the same frequency as me. So I've been the type of person to say, you know what? I don't have any leaders in my city. Everybody around me doesn't have goals. Nobody has vision. Well, guess what? The moment that we start to grow as a leader, the law of attraction states that whatever leader we are going to attract that level and below. So write this down. This is probably one of my favorite pieces of these laws. If I were to give you a visual, this is what it looks like. Imagine a timeline from 1 through 10, okay? Whatever level of leader that you are right now, whether it be a 4, whether it be a 6, actually, you let me know. At 1 to 10, what level would you say as a leader that you are right now? John C. Maxwell being a number 10. Don't lie to me with this number. This is only for yourself. Let's say your number is a 5, okay? So if you're a 5, that means we are only going to be able to attract 5s and below, and we have to hunt 6s and above. Does that make sense? So people ask me all the time, D, how do I get huge influencers? How do I get monsters in my organization like some of you've been able to attract and others? The moment that we develop ourselves to a higher level leader, we are going to attract others at a similar frequency, right? So as within, so without. That's huge. Next, I got 2 more for you. Stick with me. Law of mentalism. You're like, yo, D, what is that? It's real simple. You see this book, this laptop that we're sitting on? Nothing that we look at that's material was created physically first. Nothing. Not a microphone, not a seat, not this laptop. It had to be created mentally before it ever happened physically. Same thing comes with success. Same thing comes with, I don't care what area of your life that you are looking to grow in, whether it be our body, our finances, our connection with our creator, our relationship with our family, it's not going to grow physically before it grows spiritually first. And if it does, most of the time it always goes back to similarly how it was. So living out of my car, I had to build myself. I had to build, what kind of body do I want to sit in? What do I want to drive? Where do I want to live? What connection do I want to have with my creator, with my family. It all happened spiritually before it ever happened physically. Last but not least, I'm gonna give you guys 6 for today. You can go do your research on number 7. The law of intention and desire. It's real simple. It states that whatever we focus on, this grows. This is why the book is not called Work and Go Rich. It's not called Network and Go Rich. It's called Think and Grow Rich, because everything starts where? What do we just touch on? Law of mentalism. It starts in the mind first before it ever happens physically. So, family, that is my 6 laws. You can go do your research on the rest. But if you got a piece of value for today, go ahead and drop some 5s down below. And most importantly, let me see some 5s if you are ready to go ahead and take the step. Take the step into the uncomfortable. Take the step into the unknown. Take a step into the highest version of ourselves, because I can tell you it is waiting for each and every one of us. Cynthia, Fran, I appreciate you. Panda, have a phenomenal day. Remember, fam, we can be, do, and have anything. We can hold it in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. Let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. It's game time. Let's grow.